Good morning, security gang. Welcome back to the show. I hope everyone's doing well today. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We've got a packed show for all of y'all today. My name is James Azar. I'm the host and Chief Information Security Officer. Thank you for tuning into the CyberHub Podcast. We've got a big one. LKQ is confirming that they're a part of the Oracle EBS breach. Cisco is flagging an unpatched email gateway 0-day that's got China knocking on the door. SonicWall shipping a live fire fix, and Reactor Shell's fearing ultra-fast ransomware. Kimsuky and AWS crypto mining keeps grinding, and law enforcement landing multiple punches. All of that on this Thursday show. I mean, we literally have a big packed. So let's get the show going. Join me. I've got my double espresso this morning in this beautiful cup with that nice foam. This is Lavazza espresso, and you can obviously tell this foam a lot stronger, a lot thicker than some of the other espressos. Lavazza Italians, that like, this is what makes an Italian espresso Italian. So coffee cup cheers, y'all. And it makes it so good. I mean, it just does. Okay, let's kick off this morning's show because y'all, we've got a lot to talk about. So LKQ is confirming the Oracle e-business suite data breach. They're saying attackers tied to the Oracle EBS extortion wave accessed their ERP systems and exfiltrated data. The campaign typically abused EBS integrations and overprivileged service accounts, often through SFTP API or even reporting jobs, to yank bulk reports and attachments. LKQ is reporting thousands affected with personal information linked to ERP workflows. Procurement fraud and invoice redirection are also a risk they're not having to deal with, as well as supplier impersonation using legit LKQ docs and exposure of integration credentials that may touch other systems. If you still haven't patched your Oracle EBS systems, what are you waiting for? You make sure you get that patched up right away. You should be also, as a precautionary measure, rotating your SFTP and API service accounts there as well, and alert on any sort of mass report runs, attachments, downloads, and sudden new EBS admins all help there. And some law enforcement news real quick. The FBI takes down a massive money laundering operation in Germany and Finland. The DOJ and partners seized infrastructure, apps, and even financial assets tied to the laundering desk used by ransomware fraud and carding crews. They've disrupted cash-out pipelines and even de-anonymizing customer records. Investigators can mine for future cases as well. So again, anytime law enforcement takes down something that threat actors have, there's a brief drop, and then whoever wasn't caught in the decentralized aspect of this will eventually come back under a different name. We see that all the time. Not to say that what law enforcement is doing isn't effective. It's very, very effective. These dents eventually bring about a significant curve. You've got to fight it. You wish they could fight it more powerfully, but they've got to fight it within the confines of the law and international law enforcement agreements. And so you can't go to Russia and China. They harbor those folks. North Korea is the same. Iran's the same. So what they're really going after are these decentralized criminal gangs in the middle of it, whether they're in Europe or anywhere else. So there's that aspect there as well. All right. Cisco now warning that a China-linked threat actor is actually abusing and exploiting the new 0-day that's affecting some of its security product, including Secure Email Gateway and Secure Email and Web Manager, formerly known as Content SMA. CVE 2025-203-903 is classified as having a critical severity. The 0-day can be exploited to execute arbitrary commands on the underlying operating systems with root privileges. Cisco Talos attributed the attacks to a threat actor tracked as UAT 90686, which they believe to be a Chinese state-sponsored APT. We know from the telecom breaches that one of the things China abused there was Cisco endpoint edge devices. So something happened between then and now, but China still actively going after Cisco products. An actively exploited Mac severity flaw in the async iOS is being used in the wild patches aren't available yet, workarounds only. Gateways takeover means an attacker can tamper filters, harvest credentials, inject payloads, or even pivot inside through trusted mail flows. You should apply Cisco's interim mitigations, pull management behind VPN and IP allow list, review admin logs for new user and policy drift, and watch for odd ESA or WSA authentication requests coming through your Cisco environments. That's going to be extremely significant, folks. So you want to make sure you get that addressed there as well. We'll move to this SonicWall story here, where they're rolling out an actively exploited CVE 2025-40602 that's exploiting the SMA 100. The fix was released for a privileged escalation bug observed in real attacks, chaining this with other issues that leads to full appliance control. So edge control loss equals backdoors, folks. It's that simple. Traffic inspection, tampering, lateral movements, and even patch immediately. You want to restrict management to VPN and IP allow list. You should be rotating your appliances, creds, tokens, check for rogue users or implants. All of that is going to be significant. And again, these were fixed in the following versions: 12.4.3-03245, 12.5.0-02283. Those are the two versions with the fix. You want to make sure you get those addressed ASAP as well. Ransomware is leveraging React to Shell, that's CV 2025-55182, for under 1 minute access. Crews are chaining the React to Shell web app RCE to drop web shells and triggering rapid encryption after quick discovery. Internet-facing apps are becoming a single-click beachhead with simultaneous data theft and encryption pressure. You want to be patching. You should put admin planes private, hunt for web shell files path, new app admins, and rare outbound to any unfamiliar ASNs to help kind of mitigate some of these threats. And again, in under a minute. The speed of attack is evolving so fast. So fast. I think I was at an event a few weeks ago, and Kevin Mandia said that we're entering the next 3 to 5 years a place where humans cannot keep up with how threat actors are going to use AI in these environments. I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. I think we're entering a place where if you're still operating like the good old days where you think humans are going to be able to mitigate these threats, I think you're in for a rude awakening. And a rude awakening. Everything is going to have to be AI versus AI versus AI versus other AI in order to mitigate and work at scale and at speed, because humans can't keep up with it. They just can't. All right, North Korea's Kimsuky is expanding mobile and social lures. The new campaign is using delivery-style smishing, QR code, and then even repackaging Android apps to grab credentials and mail access. They're getting persistence via accessibility permissions. So a BYOD compromise here could lead to mailbox rule abuse and even session theft. There's increased risk to VIPs and even research programs. You want to block sideloading through MDM if you can. You should require Play Protect or current OS web view, phishing resistance MFA for VIP and admins, and alert on forwarding rule changes and new OAuth grants should all be part of this. And again, this is being attributed to the folks over at Kimsuky. And again, something to pay attention. Sorry, Kimsuky here, the North Korean guys. Sorry, wrong story on the screen. But it's being attributed to them. They obviously look for persistence, and then they look for ways to actually get money out of this, which keeps us going with this report from Amazon about an ongoing crypto mining campaign that's abusing hacked AWS accounts. The attackers are using stolen IM keys to spin up EC2 and ECS miners at scale. Some pivot from compromised CI/CD or leaked keys in repos and containers. Some surprise cloud bills, resource exhaustion, and even ugly incident hours while you chase blast radius across accounts. You should kill long-lived IM keys, enforce least privilege, SCP guardrails to block minor AMI instances types, alert on sudden instances and task spikes in GPU usage. That should all be monitored and part of your kind of like your fusion center. The threat actors are using Docker Hub images that was created at the end of October for more than 100,000 pulls. Again, a crypto mining operation typically looks at either cyber criminals or the North Koreans or Iranians as they try to evade sanctions using crypto mining in order to fund their malicious activities. So there's that. The NMFTA is saying cyber-enabled cargo theft is surging. Trucking Intel notes that dispatch, TMS intrusions, account takeovers, and even GPS spoof and jam tactics are enabling in-transit theft and even fraudulent pickups. And this is significant for the trucking industry, which is the backbone of the U.S. and Canada, folks. Those truckers, they're the reason we have groceries, stuff, merchandise on the shelves of our stores. Restaurants are able to supply us. This is significant. There were over 700 cargo thefts in October in the U.S. and Canada in the third quarter of 2025, with the value stolen of nearly $111 million. According to the American Trucking Association, thieves targeting freight shipments cost the U.S. economy up to $35 billion a year. According to the transportation industry cybersecurity trend report, crime syndicates have leveraged both traditional deception and cyber techniques in campaigns aimed at brokers, carriers, and even shippers. Proofpoint detailed the recent activity of a threat actor that was hacking into the system of a transportation company with the ultimate goal of stealing physical goods. Their social engineering is one of the most commonly used tactics. It can be useful for gaining initial access to the victim system, impersonating carriers, hijacking accounts, and manipulating load tenders and other dispatch documentation. You need to be hardening this in your, if you don't think your trucking company or suppliers need help, you're very, very wrong. So you're dealing with reputation hits here and a lot of training needs to go into place. You should be geofencing. Truckers should be on company devices at this point. Trucking companies should get rid of BYOD, provide truckers with company secured devices, and look at validation and workflows to do all of that. Just a few days ago, we talked about France is a Ministry of Interior email attack. There has now been an arrest in the case. Police arrested a 22-year-old tied to the ministry email breach earlier this month. Reports indicate dozens of files were accessed. Quick attribution and charges deter opportunists and provide indicators to industry. It's a good reminder to prepare partner notification, all of that. But the person was arrested yesterday as part of the investigation opened by the cybercrime unit of the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office on charges including unauthorized access to an automated personal data processing system implemented by the state, committed by an organized group following the cyber attack on the Ministry of Interior. The suspect has not been named as of yet. Again, this is France. They typically don't name their suspects until a point period in time. So we'll see what's happening there. And our final story for today's show, folks, a Ukrainian EU bust a Ukrainian-based scam call center network that was stealing around $11 million from people. A multi-country action dismantled a professional safe account bank police impersonation call centers across Kiev, Dnipro, and Ivano-Frankivsk. It dents voice phishing volumes and yields target list scripting playbooks useful for Defender. Now they'll pick back up and do it somewhere else. The group recruited employees from the Czech Republic, Latvia, Lithuania, and other European countries, bringing them to Ukraine to work in the call centers. About 100 people are believed to have been involved in the operation. Czech police said it became more common to move such call centers closer to the front lines in an apparent attempt to deter law enforcement operations amid the war in the Ukraine. Authorities estimate that more than 400 known victims lost $11.7 million, though they believe that real figure is significantly higher. So the group, led by a 31-year-old man from Ukraine's Donetsk region, allegedly lured victims into depositing funds that were then diverted to criminals. So that's another one. That's a second operation, not this one. So all in all, a lot of fraud still happening in the Ukraine, even though it's war there as well. That's it for our show this morning. We'll be back on Monday with more. Tomorrow, our weekly summary available at CyberHubPodcast.com. Saturday, a brand new article series dropping. You don't want to miss it. I'm working on something really, really special for Saturday's article. I'm not going to give you the full details yet. I'll drop a hint tomorrow. If you're not following us on social media, make sure to do so and go check out CyberHubPodcast.com for exclusive member content. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend right before Christmas. Get your shopping done. Tonight is the 5th candle of Hanukkah. So Hanukkah is quickly wrapping up. The last night of Hanukkah is Sunday. And then a week from today, it'll be Christmas Day. So all in all, a busy time for everyone. Spend time with your families, touch some grass, get off the internet, and most importantly, stay cyber.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.